26 minutes after noon on Thursday, February 26th, the ground began to shake back and forth on two of Spain's Canary Islands. Many locals on Tenerife and Gran Canaria probably thought at that moment, great, first thousands of earthquakes at the Teide volcano and now this? Except the several second magnitude 4.4 quake that struck did not originate beneath the southwestern summit region of the Teide volcano like most of its low magnitude earthquakes this month. Instead, it originated to the southeast about equidistant between the coastlines of both islands. With an epicenter at 5 kilometers depth, this quake, which did not cause any damage due to its relatively low magnitude, was centered only 2 kilometers away from an interesting feature, specifically the submarine volcano known as Enmedio. Enmedio is a highly interesting volcano due to its location, and it isn't a small feature either. Its base is 3.5 kilometers wide, and its summit stands at 730 meters or 2,395 feet above the sea floor. This very location, including the volcano itself, has been the site of repeated earthquake storms and sometimes the occasional magnitude 4 or 5 earthquake. In fact, the area surrounding Enmedio seems to be the most seismically active region in the Canary Islands that is not directly linked to one of the volcanoes which rises above sea level. Therefore, you might think that this latest magnitude 4.4, along with the hundreds of historically recorded earthquakes nearby, must be volcanic in origin. Yet, this doesn't seem to be the case, and Enmedio shows no signs of having erupted during that time frame, instead with the earthquakes being purely tectonic. Do remember that volcanoes can sometimes pop up at natural weak points in the crust, especially large fault lines, so Enmedio likely formed from such a process, with earthquakes here presumably still occurring before this volcano even existed. In fact, a scientific paper which is referenced on screen noted that Enmedio seems to have 2 fault lines which either go really close to it or cut right through it. A double weak point of sorts. The effects of the northwest to southeast trend can be seen in Enmedio's topography, with landslide scarps and fractures that somewhat paralleled the zone being present. That trend seems to mark where a series of submarine volcanic cones exist to the southeast and northwest. Meanwhile, a presumed left lateral strike slip fault strikes from southwest to northeast, being in the same approximate boundary area of the proposed Moroccan microplate, or more likely in my opinion, Moroccan block with the rest of the Nubian plate. However, there's also another potential explanation which explains an additional part of the reason why seismicity is occurring near the Enmedio volcano: isostatic rebound. The Earth's crust is floating on top of the mantle, and the thicker it is, the more it sinks into the mantle below. Thus, in a chain of island volcanoes, significant erosion will have occurred in the oldest of the group, reducing the thickness of the crust there slightly. This causes the crust to rebound upwards, and that process can generate earthquakes. And yet, despite a recent study confirming that Enmedio is still hydrothermally active, we really don't know much about this complex. Enmedio, after all, isn't the only submarine cone between Gran Canaria and Tenerife, it just happens to be the largest of approximately a dozen such features. Although we know Enmedio's size, shape, topography, and eruptive composition, we don't know so many more important aspects about it. Such as, is it still active? Could it erupt again? Does it still have active magma at depth? When was its last eruption, and when did it begin to form? We probably won't have these answers for a long time, since Enmedio, in my opinion, does not pose any threat to the nearby islands or ships that travel over it, and studying submarine volcanoes is very expensive. While speculative, I'd like to think Enmedio is dormant and not active. I hope that you found this video interesting. As a final note, I would like to thank my patron Steve Axtman for upgrading their membership tier to this channel.